this is something that I think I talk to couples, and it's funny because the very first time I have a session with a couple, I say, okay, you have one of three things that can happen. You have now, both of them have given me their gripes about the other person.
Yeah, that gotta be tough for you to hear both sides.
Well, I try to hear both sides because it's funny. Sometimes you hear one partner just go on and on and on about the other partner, and you're like, wow, that's really terrible. And I say, hold on. And I can see the spouse in there like, I'm like, no, you will get your chance to talk. Yeah. And then when you hear the other person's perspective, you're like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. So the first thing I want to highlight to everybody is that your gripe about your partner is legitimate because it's real to you. But you know what? You also need to spend time listening to the other person and gripe because it's real to them.
But even in that, they're so listening to respond as opposed to hearing the heart of the other person that from the door causes a lot of problems.
And then what they want to do with me is they want to convince me. They want me to believe the facts. And I step away from that. I say, you know what? I don't really care what actually happened. What really matters to me is how you feel about what happened.
That's deep.
You know, you expected your husband to bring Chinese food home to you, and he comes in the door with no Chinese food, and you're sitting there like, what happened? Where's the Chinese food? Was that communicated? It may have been communicated, according to one person's perspective. Yeah, the Chinese food was communicated. How come you didn't bring it? I'm hungry. The kids are hungry. We all need to eat. What happened? I feel like I'm not a priority.
Oh.
What do you do when your partner says something like that to you? Maybe they can say, I paid the bills. You have clothes on your back. Why are you on me about Chinese food? I'm just giving a scenario about how it's not really about the Chinese food. It's really about, are you paying attention to me? Am I important to you? And are you going to be there for me when I need you?
See, it was something that you said that was a trigger for me.
Okay.
And that is the response from the man.
Yes.
Like, it came from, like, I feel like there becomes this thing where compassion starts to like get stripped away from the relationship. Like, would you have said that to me on day one? Like, if I met you, right? So now we're here like day 300 and you're talking to me like that. Like, what is that? Like when the compassion start to strip away and then the disrespect seeps in. Where does that come from?
It comes from a lot of different ways, but mainly is that people don't have a realistic view about what a long-term relationship is about.
That's deep.
It's not realistic. The falling in love part, yeah, it's all exciting and the passion is really high, but that's not realistic. You can't have 100% compassion in your relation. Not compassion, but passion. You're just making out in the car every 2 seconds. That's not sustainable.